What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 9, Episode 11, because last night I was trying to get the being Erika Jayne and the games people play, so, you know, I can only do so much at one time, in one night. So, here we go with Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, and shout out to Lil Baby, is it 245, who was like, girl, I want to hear what you got to say about this. I don't know if y'all gonna like my opinion on this whole situation, but let's get to it. So the episode, on my social media, I'm trying to remember to say these things. All my social media is in the description box. Check it out. So the episode starts off with, we see Teddy and we see Kyle with their girls. They're doing a photo shoot. It's cute. It's okay. You know, they're talking about the makeup thing and, you know, when is it okay for young girls to wear makeup? And then Kyle's talking about the bridesmaid dress that, you know, she's complaining. Let me tell you something. I ain't met a bridesmaid yet that don't complain about the bridesmaid's dress. Let me tell you something. My brother's bridesmaid dress, well, not my brother. When my brother married his wife, first of all, I told my brother, I don't even need to be in the wedding. My feelings won't be hurt because we ain't friends. We cool, and we're like, me and my sister-in-law are cool now. But at that time, we ain't know each other like that. We wasn't cool. I mean, I wouldn't have been mad. Then when I saw the dress, I really was like, yo, bruh, I'm good. I'm good. I'll make a toast. Let me tell y'all how that dress, at the time I was living in North Carolina, they were living in Philadelphia. Let me tell you how that dress didn't make it back to North Carolina. Okay? Okay. So, alright, it is what it is. Then we see, sorry y'all, hold on. Hey yo, I'm like cool with good in a minute, honor. I swear your honor wasn't me dropping bombs when that B1 bomber. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. So, I'm sitting, so anyway, so after that, we saw, trying to remember the order. Alright, y'all, my bad. That text just distracted me. Let me get back. Let me get focused. So, and they were talking about that, and that was cool. So then we saw, Denise meeting up with her husband, and, you know, everything's, let me tell you something, each episode, I grow a little bit more and a little bit more respect for Miss Denise Richards. Something happened later on in the episode that gave me so much respect for Miss Denise Richards, okay? And I'll talk about that in a few minutes. So we see, something else happened I'm missing, y'all. Oh, Rinna, has a conversation with Erika Jayne, and she gets her caught up on everything, that, you know, all the drama that's gone down. And basically, you know, Erika's Erika. Erika's on tour doing her thing, and she's like, oh, well, LVP not showing up for stuff. It is what it is. It's fucked up, but whatever. And then she told her about the whole thing with Camille and how Camille really, you know, ain't really standing up to LVP and making it seem like, you know, playing both sides. And, of course, Erika's like, y'all know I don't deal with that kind of shady shit. Okay. We have, we see Dorit and Kyle hanging out over at, Kyle's house. They bring the kids, and all the kids are hanging out and everything, and it's cool. And to be perfectly honest, they just haven't, and if I'm missing something, y'all let me know. But it just seems like they having more of the same conversation about, LVP and that whole situation, and, you know, how they gonna fix it, if they gonna fix it, who gonna fix it. Then we see Lisa Vanderpump actually meeting up with Denise Richards. And I think the girls think that Denise is going to really try to be like, going to try to tell Lisa what she should and shouldn't do. And Denise's thing is, I'm really not trying to get on Lisa's bad side, but at the same time, I kind of see people's points of view. I feel like if we could all get in a room together without any anger, without any preconceived bullshit, if we could have the conversation. LVP was like, look, I ain't really tripping off them girls like that. She was like, something Lisa said that made Denise say, well, if you feel like that, it seems to me like there's still something to hold out hope on. And I don't, you know, it's hard. You know, no matter how mad you get at somebody, it's hard to throw away a 10, 20-year relationship. That doesn't mean you over it. That doesn't mean you want to be friends with them anymore. That just means you're kind of over it. But it is a process, you know. But Lisa tells Denise in a very nice way, basically, I like you, don't push me. You know. But their lunch was cool. And again, because at first I was worried about Denise playing both sides and like playing like the middle or whatever. But honestly, I see that Denise really is concerned about the friendship, I think, for everybody involved. Okay. Anyway, I'm getting through the preliminaries because we're going to get to the meat and potatoes of this, because all of this is, to me, it's filler because Lisa ain't filming and they got to keep this shit going, and it's filler as far as I'm concerned. So, but we know where everybody stands in all of this. You know, we know where it is. We know where everybody stands, and it's no surprise to anybody where we are. And Lisa has made it very clear how she feels about the situation. So, the big event of this episode is they are going to see Boy George at the Greek. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you how much I love me some damn Boy George. Let me tell y'all how Boy George was one of my very first culture club, I should say, really was one of my very first, because I came up in that age of like the second British invasion with Culture Club and, you know, a lot of those bands, because of course my brain goes blank now. But I remember buying my first Culture Club album. I remember listening to it over and over and learning the words, and I remember I love me some Culture Club. So when I tell you I love me some Boy George, I love me some Boy George, okay? Followed his rise and fall and all of that, and I'm so glad to see that he's doing well and everything. So they're all going to see him at the Greek, and he brought out Gladys Knight, and Billy Idol was there. Let me tell y'all how I would have passed the fuck out if I had been backstage and Billy Idol walked in the door. Are you serious right now? Boy George and Lisa Rinna said that. She was like, Boy George and Billy Idol in the same room. Oh my God. And how about Lisa? I'd have been the same way. I'd have been like, oh my God. In the same room? Are you fucking kidding right now? I would have fanned out. Like, I would have fanned out. And it was so cool to see these women who are used to being around celebrities. Some are celebrities themselves who are used to being in a room with money, really fan out. Because they were fanning out over a Billy Idol. They were kind of cool with Boy George. He's been around. You know, last season we saw him a few episodes. Kyle did The Apprentice with him. So they weren't as, you know, fanned out for Boy George. But when Billy Idol came through, honey. So, on the bus on the way to the Greek, of course, Dorit's already there because, you know, PK is Boy George's manager. So they're already at the Greek. But on the bus there, the whole situation with Camille came up. And Kyle was like, yeah, why didn't you call Lisa out? Like, what was that about? And she was like, you know what, you're right. You're right. I didn't call her out. You're right. Call me out, you know. And, you know, Kyle's thing was, okay, I can call you out now. But that don't really help the situation because when I needed you to kind of have my back, when I needed you to kind of call her out, you didn't. And so, and again, I think Camille is playing both sides as well. Camille know how this shit go. And Camille know that when the episodes come on, she know that editing and all of that. And at the end of the day, she still want to be cool with LVP. So that's really what it boils down to. In my mind, I feel like she's playing to the camera and playing to editing. Because she ain't going to call Lisa ass out. Now, no, you know what? I take that back. Let me rewind. Because her ass went the fuck off on Lisa 2 episodes ago. Maybe she's like, oh shit, I'm already in enough trouble. Let me watch what the fuck I got to say. Maybe that's where she coming from. I don't know. So, they get to the Greek. I already talked about the whole fanboy thing backstage. And like I said, I would have been doing the same thing. You know, they were impressed with Teddy Mellencamp. You know, like your dad is John Cougar Mellencamp, who again is somebody I fell in love with, grew up with, loving him, loving his music. And of course Lisa's not there, and they make mention of that. They're like, well, aren't Lisa and PK best friends? Like, forget how you feel about us. Why you not here supporting your man, your boy? Because I feel like lost my train of thought. I feel like she could have been there and didn't have to be with the girls. PK, and they said like this was a big night for PK, so I don't know if it was something. If they said it, I missed it, y'all. I'm sorry. At the beginning of the episode, I was multitasking, so I might have missed something that they said about this particular concert. But they said like it's something special about this concert. So why Lisa not there to support her friend? Like her and PK are like good friends. Why he not there supporting his friend? But I just think Lisa is like, I ain't got time for none of they asses. Now, we find out that PK did call Ken and had a conversation with Ken. And basically, PK was coming from Ken from the angle of, look, That shit is between the women. Don't let it come in between our friendship. We've been friends for too long. Let that shit be what the women are dealing with. Let's go. Let's have lunch. Let's talk. Let's try to work this out because, you know, I ain't about to sit here and get... Oh, something else did happen with Denise. I'll go back to that. I knew I was forgetting something. But Kim was like, look, Lisa she's over all of them women. She don't want to fuck with none of them women. And PK was like, well, don't put Dorit in the same category as Kyle and Teddy. This shit started with Dorit and that goddamn dog. The hell? All of the other residuals is because of Dorit and you and that damn dog. Anyway. So he said that him and Ken are going to lunch and they're going to work it out. And we see in next week's episode, they do all go out to lunch together. So I guess... Now, when Lisa was on What Happens Live, Bravo Andy asked her, have y'all talked? And I got the impression that she was saying they hadn't talked since that situation. But it looks like they have talked. So maybe after this luncheon that we're going to see next week, maybe they haven't talked. So the other thing that happened with Denise and was Charlie Sheen is now bankrupt and he is seeking the court to reduce his child support. And Denise's thing was she heard it through the blogs first and through friends first. She didn't hear from Charlie first. And then she finds out officially Charlie did file. And Denise's thing was, you know, when me and Charlie got divorced, we didn't have a prenup. And by all rights, I could have took half of what he owned. But because I'm not a greedy bitch and because I didn't feel like I was entitled to it, I didn't. She said, but hell, in hindsight, maybe I should have took the money because he'd have some left because I would have put the shit away and saved it. Which Denise does look like she's good with her money because I ain't heard of Denise Richards doing nothing in a really long time. But she seems to be living pretty damn comfortably. And I'm not judging. All I'm saying is she clearly does the right thing by her money. The other thing I was impressed with Miss Denise Richards was she didn't go to the Culture Club concert. I mean, to the it was Culture Club. And she said it was family night. She said, I love Boy George. Dorit knows I love Boy George. And Dorit knows that I would love to be there. But it's family night. And that comes first. Let me tell you something. I respect the fuck out of that. Because I don't know if I would have made that decision. I'm just going to keep it real with y'all. I think I'd have been hanging out with Boy George. We're going to reschedule family night. What? And don't get me wrong, y'all. I respect that. I'm just saying I don't know if I'm that type of person. I ain't built like that. I'm going to see Culture Club? Billy Idol? I ain't built like that. I'm going to tell you where I would have been. I'd have been at the Greek. But I respect that she put that above the situation. I respect it. You know, I'm joking, but I'm serious, but I'm joking. Y'all know what I'm saying? All right. We are at the concert. Everybody's having a good time. Erika ended up having to leave early because she has to get back on the road. She had her sold-out show in New Jersey. Now she has some other shows, so she came for the concert, but she has to leave early the next morning to get on a plane. So she had to bow out early. But the girls are having a good time. Of course, To Kill a Cow shows up again, and she is grinding and humping and doing all the stuff that Kyle does when she gets drunk. Lisa Rinna is doing that fucked up dance that she does, but you can't tell her shit. And let me tell you something. It is a fucked up dance, but Lisa is committed to it. So I can't even be mad at you because you are committed to that damn dance, okay? Dorit, of course, she said, I've seen George a million times, but it's always an experience. And I feel the same way. Because I've seen New Edition a million times, but I don't never walk away mad. Let me tell you, I don't. And I've seen BBD. I've seen all incarnations of New Edition a million times. I'm always happy when I leave. So I get it. Now, here's where the shit hits the fan. They're backstage, having a good time after the show, and somebody says something, and PK responds to Kyle, well, you can't even get along with your best friend, so what'd he say that for? Now, look, here's where I'm saying that I think y'all might not agree with me. I don't see what the fuck. It was a joke. I thought when he said it, I took it as a joke. I laughed. I was like, oh, that's fucked up. And I moved on. Kyle, and I think alcohol played a part in this. Because, you know, when you're drunk, you're more sensitive than when you're sober. I've been there and done that. You drunk, everything is everything. I'm like, And then, of course, the girls jumped on the band. Why would you say that, PK? That was so cruel. That was so mean. Why would you say that? That was so inappropriate. And Kyle was like, me and Lisa fell out because of me defending you and your wife. And PK was like, me and Lisa gonna be good. And I do think that, I know right now they're not good, but I do think if we did not have the added elements of a television show, I do think they would have been good. But, you add all this other bullshit in, and of course you got to spread out the drama, and it is what it is. And like I said, Kyle should have never went over there. She said I was over there to defend, but she never should have went over to Lisa's house to say shit. That wasn't her fight. I'm sorry. That was between her and Dorit. I would have never got in that. You let them girls gas you up and tell you should have gone over there. Your ass went over there and got kicked out, and now you on the outs. So, I didn't see nothing wrong with what PK said. I didn't find it offensive. I thought it was a joke. I don't think it was British humor. I just thought it was a joke. Of course, none of the girls took it like that. They're out getting ready to leave. And to Dorit's credit, she told her husband he was wrong. She said, look, I know you didn't mean nothing by it, but the girls took it that way. And when you realized that they didn't take it as a joke, you should have just apologized and moved on. He was like, but instead of him apologizing, he was just like, well, it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Why y'all getting so serious? It's just a joke. So then Dorit goes out to try to talk to the girls. And while she's talking to Kyle, here come Teddy ass, well, I think that. And Dorit was like, can I just talk to Kyle for 5 minutes without you interrupting? Now, was Dorit a little aggressive? Yes. But I 100% was with Dorit. I was like, God damn, wasn't nobody talking to you, Teddy? That didn't, and again, that didn't have nothing to do with Teddy. PK was talking to Kyle. Kyle was the one that got offended. You don't have nothing to do with this. Let Dorit handle it. That was her husband and that's her friend. Let her deal with it. Now, you all putting your 2 cents in and don't have shit to do with you. Nothing to do with you. Honey. And, of course, Kyle and Dorit go off to the side to have a little private conversation. And when they come back to the group, Dorit was like, does anybody else have anything else to say? Because at this point, I'm just trying to wrap this up. I'm just trying to nip it in the bud. I don't want it to linger. I don't want y'all saying a bunch of shit after it's over. So, of course, Teddy was like, well, I just don't understand how every time me and you get into a heated discussion, you have to get disrespectful. Dorit was like, okay, maybe my tone was off, but damn, I meant what I said. And Camille, in her confessional, was like, yeah, I'm kind of with Dorit on this one. And I'm with Dorit on this one, too. And I'm with PK. Y'all too fucking sensitive. Everything ain't an issue. And Kyle, you too fucking sensitive. Now, I will say the one thing I did agree with Kyle on was this shit did start over y'all and that damn dog. All of this, Teddy falling out with Lisa Vanderpump, Kyle falling out with Lisa Vanderpump, y'all, it started with y'all. So don't come back now talking about, well, I get along with her. I'm in a better position than you are. How you figure that? Because you started this shit. Anyway, y'all, that's how I feel about it. Y'all drop it in the comments and tell me if y'all feel differently. We'll talk about it later. Peace.